Hi folks, today we're going to work on project 1, the full page chair ad. And the first thing you're going to want to do is create a new document. You can do that here as soon as you launch InDesign, or you can do File, New Document. You want to make sure you're set to inches in your preferences, and that's going to be under InDesign Preferences on the Mac or Edit Preferences on the PC. You want to make sure your margins are set to 0.5 or 0.25. I prefer 0.25. You want to make sure your bleed is set to 0.125. That's a standard size in the industry. If your menu doesn't look like this, you want to hit More Options. The intent is for print. There's no need to have facing pages as we're only doing one and it's going to be letter size. Select OK. Okay. I notice I didn't add in my columns, which is something that you should always do when you do a new document. Decide on your grid, which comes from your margins and columns. I like to work with 3 column or 4 column. We'll keep it on 4 column. I'll say OK. My workspace is set to Essentials. You can set to whatever workspace you like. The next part of this project, you want to be able to be prepared, so hopefully you have your sketches ready in a good direction for your ad. I'm going to place in my chair picture, and you will have yours on hand as well in order to complete this part of the process. You'll do a Command D or a Control D on the PC. It's also a file place. We are placing our chair into the document. Now, to enlarge a picture based on proportions, you hold down Shift, Command, click and drag, and you can enlarge it without stretching it. Try to avoid stretching at all costs. That is Shift, Control, click and drag on the PC. Okay, I have some previous things saved earlier, so I'm just placing them in at this point in time, but we'll go ahead and now we're ready to grab our copy that I've supplied to you from JetNet. The copy I supplied is located within week 3, and if you click on Add Copy, it should launch within Microsoft Word, and then you can go ahead and highlight all the copy it, close the document, go back to InDesign, and place it. Okay, and then from there you can start to type style it, change the size of different parts of the copy, arrange it as you'd like. I had previously had some copy already designed, and I'm open to you changing it. In fact, I completely support that, especially if you're creative. Now, if you want to take a little look at the way that your ad looks while you're designing it, just to see if you like it, hit W and you've got that preview again, and it gets rid of all of your guides and any kind of bounding boxes, anything that's in the way or annoying to look at. Hit W again. Okay, so here I have sort of a quick and fast design, not something I would say I would love now, but of course I'm just designing it as we go. You can pick and choose whatever copy you feel is important. And the most important part is a call to action, which means where are you going to find this product? Usually a website, an address, which I just copied out of that text box, and I'm placing into a new text box so that customers can find these things. I'm just creating bullets in a new text box. And getting, of course, phone number. I don't feel we need a fax. And then, of course, a website. basicwhitechair.com. Let's just say. Okay. And I do have hours here, not really necessary all the time in a full page ad, but if you want to use them, go ahead. I definitely don't like the size of this. It's way too big. If someone likes this chair, they're going to be looking for the information anyway, and they really don't need to read it at 22 point. So I'm just going to set it to 12 point, and I'm going to do a new font, same font as what I have up here for the headline. I want to go ahead and center it. Try and arrange it in a somewhat interesting fashion. Looks like I can have 2 lines. Looks tough to read. Whenever something's tough to read, you do want to make sure that you are placing it at the most readable possible, meaning that you have to go with contrast. Black over dark gray is not contrasted. Readability is one of the most important things. So I'm going to do the same thing as what I have up here. And make sure that's all left justified. Of course, there's not a remote control or heating presets for this white chair. And I'm just going to keep quality, dependability, 0 comfort, 0 comfort, lots of tailgating experience. It's as creative as I get right now. Okay, and now there's no reason why that has to be a different font as well. Or so we'll keep it the same font is up there. Open up the leading to somewhat fill the space. And I do like the black, but since we're not using a lot of black, I'm going to go 90 black, see if that works. It's still a little hard to read. 95 might be better. Those are the decisions I want you to make. Another thing I want you to notice is with this ad, what I have is I see upper lowercase up over here, but then I see uppercase, 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 uppercase. You really want to be consistent. So most words can be capitalized except for small unimportant words such as are, the. Okay, so now this should be a little bit better. And I'm going to hit W, kind of take a look at it. This looks like a halfway decent ad. It has a little ways to go, but now I believe you get the gist of the assignment. I noticed this is not centered. You want to make sure that whatever you do, you center some of these things. Visually, it could be moved over to the left. Okay, when you are ready, I'm going to hit W again to go back into work mode. When you are ready and throughout this assignment, you should be saving. So go ahead and do a file, save as. I'm going to do P1 for project 1, underscore, and then my last name. I'm going to save it on the desktop. And now I'm ready to package this ad, meaning gather all of its elements to send it to print for production. And the way that we're going to do that, we're going to get more in detail with this later on, but I want you to follow along with me now real quickly just to get the idea of how to package. What you do is you go to File, Package, it tells you that there are links missing and that there are RGB color space. Printed projects usually go to CMYK color space, and we'll talk more about that later. And it looks like zero are missing, but this generally means that you have to make sure all of your links are tied to this. There's only one link, and the link that's in this ad is the chair picture. And as long as I know where that's located, if it was missing, I could navigate out and make sure that it's relinked. But anyway, go ahead and click package. This is instructions usually for the printer. You could put your name, your contact information, and specific instructions if needed. Not a lot of people take advantage of that. You hit continue. You can then save it, and it automatically adds folder to it because it's about to collect everything in this particular project and put it in a folder. And I always let it default to that. Go ahead and say package. There was one existing on there before, so you probably won't get that. Package, replace. I'm going to change the name real quick so it gives me a normal package. And then you're going to get a warning just reminding you not to share fonts, that everybody needs to purchase their own fonts. And that is true. Now, for educational purposes, we should have all of the same fonts in the classroom, so it's not any of your concern right now. But this is something that we can review a little bit in the classroom. Okay, so if you close out, you will see that I do have my P1 Hughes version 2 folder. If I open that up, it has the document fonts. It has the instructions to the printer. It has the links, which is my chair. And then it has the native loose file, the InDesign file. Now, if you open back up the InDesign file, I'd like all of you to do a File, Adobe PDF Presets, High Quality Print, navigate out to your Hughes version 2 folder, and see, you notice it defaults with the extension of PDF. We're going to do a portable document format of this ad as well. Let it default to everything. Export. And I'm going to close out of my ad one last time and show you that now we have a PDF for viewing in the classroom of your ad. We have a native InDesign file. Again, we have the links that are in the file and the document fonts. That is what I require for project 1. You can then do a right-click, send to, and zip, or a file compress, or right-click compress. The zip folder is what you'll be uploading for project 1 into JetNet for submission link. Thanks, and any question you have, feel free to ask.